You will no longer face the shaky camera problem in your iPhone 14. Neither will you have to give 1000 permissions before you paste a copy text. These are just a few of what the new iOS 16 update offers. Today's video discusses the iOS 16 update. Everything you need to know. Let's go! iOS 16.0.2. Just weeks after Apple announced the iOS 16 release date, many iOS 16 users complained of several bug issues. This is not something new. When Apple releases a new operating system, it often comes with big problems. This year's Apple iOS 16 bugs include having shaky camera issues in some third-party apps, the annoying permission that users have to grant before they can paste copy text, touch commands not being responsive in some older generation iPhones such as X and XR, and several other issues. Apple has addressed some of these bugs in the latest iOS 16.0.2 and even more. We will show you how to get the latest iOS 16.0.2 later in the video. Stay tuned! The just over 350 megabyte update with a model number of 20A380 is an improvement on iOS 16 and also solves some worrying bug issues. Let's take a look at these bug fixes. Shaky camera. Many iPhone users might not be aware of several iOS 16 features. But one thing that is common to almost all iPhone 14 users is the shaky camera bug. Some iPhone 14 users experience shaky cameras when taking photos or even pictures with third-party apps, such as Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok on iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max. I'm sure you have also experienced it, and you might think it's a hardware problem with your camera. No, it's not. It's a general bug issue with iOS 16. In the latest release, Apple does not state what's causing this problem, but assures users that the latest iOS 16.0.2 addresses the problem with the iPhone camera, which may vibrate and cause blurry photos when shooting with some third-party apps on iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max. That said, you can now update your iPhone 14 to the latest iOS version and enjoy using your camera on third-party apps without any bug issues. You will also not have to worry about your screen sometimes blacking out. We will soon talk about that too, so keep watching. Pasting text bug. You are almost getting fed up with the annoying pop-ups asking for your permission to paste copy text from your clipboard, right? No, I'm not a prophet. I am an iOS 16 user just like you. That was just, by the way. One of the headlining bugs that iOS 16 users face is the issue of continually granting permission before they can paste text they've copied from Safari. This is due to security reasons. Subscribe to our channel to watch everything you need to know about iOS, including all the hidden iOS 16 features you might not be aware of. In the older versions of the iPhone, some apps were sneakily accessing copied data from users' clipboards, even when users might not be aware that was happening. This was one of the key privacy issues that the iOS 16 sought to solve. But it turns out, it's now getting out of hand. It isn't enjoyable if users have to grant countless permissions before they can paste text from the same source. Brandon Butch discusses this bug issue.
Apple says copy and paste between apps may cause a permission prompt to appear more than expected. You think? It happened every single time. So I'll show you guys an example if you don't know what I'm talking about on iOS 16. So I'm just going to copy some text right here and go into my Notes app and try to paste it. And this is the prompt that I get every single time. So I'm going to tap on Allow Paste, and now I'm going to go back to the exact same app, copy the exact same thing, and then go right back to my notes and watch this. I paste again and it shows that prompt again every single time. And that was very tiring and very annoying in iOS 16. So thankfully that has been fixed.
Newer iOS 16 versions solve this issue. Update your iOS 16 to 16.0.2 and you'll be good to go. Voiceover bug. If you're still using iOS 16 and yet to upgrade to iOS 16.0.2, I'll advise you not to reboot your device. This is because after rebooting your phone, you might have problems with your VoiceOver being unavailable. Several complaints have stated that the VoiceOver function sometimes does not work properly when the iOS 16 encounters acronyms or quotation marks. However, Apple solves this bug issue in the latest iOS 16.0.2. After updating your device, you'll be assured of no such bug issue again.
I am glad to find manners at last here in the wilderness.
Touch input. Not only iPhone 14 and newer iPhones are facing bug issues, older ones are even worse. iPhone X, XR, and 11 users may face the problem of their touch inputs not being responsive on iOS 16. No, your phone is not spoiled. It is just a normal software problem of iOS 16. Again, Just upgrade to iOS 16.0.2 and you'll be sorted out. It's that simple.
I am happy for you.
Display bug. In the worst situation, your device's screen could black out when you use iOS 16. This mostly happens when you're setting up the device either for the first time, or maybe you're switching from an old SIM card to a newer one. Apple being so good, this bug has also been solved in the latest iOS 16.0.2. Have you ever encountered any of these bugs? Let us know which of them in the comment section. Should you update to iOS 16.0.2? Although this update addresses quite a several bugs and security issues and gives a generally smooth and fast user experience, it doesn't touch on battery health. Some users complain of abnormal battery drainage, yet this update does not focus on the battery. Hopefully, we will see that in iOS 16.1. Overall, iOS 16.0.2 improves upon the features of iOS 16. If you're currently using iOS 16, it'll be better to get the latest iOS 16.0.2, as it solves almost all the bug issues. Follow these quick steps if you want to update. Update to iOS 16.0.2. To update, go to Settings, tap on General, and then Software Update. Then tap on Download and Install, and lastly, tap on Install. Please wait for your iPhone to finish the update and reboot itself. There you go. Using iOS 16 on the latest iPhone 14 is an out-of-the-world experience, but you can only enjoy the complete pleasure if you have all the necessary settings. Watch our video on iOS 16 hidden settings. Unlock iPhone 14 secret settings now, so you don't miss out on any vital settings your phone needs. Have an excellent time, and see you soon.